unfortunately.
We are.
Came here for 2 interviews, apparently.
Well, we start talking about that.
DJIs, okay.
Yeah, we've got the DJIs because come with the charge case. And it's about $100 cheaper.
I've heard good things about the DJIs.
Yeah, the new ones have got like 150 meter range.
Wow. We still have the roads at work, but I think we're slowly switching over to the DJIs.
Yeah, since DJI came out with these, they've been like the staple. We'll start off kind of explaining who you are, what you do at Hacksmith, and what is Hacksmith.
Yeah, so my name is Ben. I'm a mechatronics engineering designer at Hacksmith. We are a YouTube channel, and we take fictional ideas from comics, movies, and video games and make real working prototypes to inspire the next generation of makers and engineers.
Big prop maker. Big prop makers.
Yeah. We make stuff like this. We make lightsabers, Captain America stuff, Iron Man, I don't know, you name it.
Like, whenever I look at your channel, like I just saw that zip line that you guys built.
Yeah.
Did you guys just think, like, you know what would be cool? Flying up Thor.
So, funny one behind that one. Charles, the guy who did the project, he really wanted to do it from BioShock. He wanted to make the skyhook from BioShock. The problem is BioShock is old at this point. There's not much cultural stuff around. So he started making it, and we're like, you know what? Let's put that in a Thor hammer.
And it looked good.
And it looked pretty good.
I mean, Jane's almost broke an ankle.
He almost broke a nose, too.
Oh, damn.
I was one of the first ones to go up there full speed. Cut it out of the video, but I hit 70 kilometers an hour going up there myself. Terrifying.
You're not just replicating something from popular culture, a film or movie. You're making it actually work and do the thing that it does in the films.
Yeah, as close as we can.
I mean, your lightsabers are insane. And
I love that lightsaber. I want one.
You're bringing it back down to just a little lighter and that. And the fact that I've seen so many people use those as a tool now.
They very much are, honestly. They're fun toys, but we use them around the shop for like brazing pipe, for shrinking heat shrink, a little heat gun if you need. I don't know. We love them.
It's just insane. It's cool. I need to pick one up.
What sort of a challenge goes into that? What's the hardest part to get that right?
There's a lot of little challenges on this one. When you look at a problem like this, it's really important to break it down into solvable problems. So you look and say, how do I make something that big? I don't know. How do you start with an arm? So Bargain started with an arm. And it's a bunch of welded steel. It's all plasma cut welded steel. And then we made one arm work. We added the sensors on it. We controlled it. We got closed loop control. So now we can prove we can make one arm. So you make a second one. That's easy.
Yeah.
And then you start working from there. You work to the next back joint. And then you go to the center section. Then you build the legs. And then you bolt it to a caterpillar. It's just the same thing. Just again, slightly different. If you can break it down into a bunch of smaller problems, you can solve any problem.
And when I did prop making that and I was going to replicate a prop from a game or something, the hardest part for me was always, where do I start? You look at it as a massive thing, but if you do, just like you said, start in just one spot and move on from there, you eventually get to the final kind of product.
That arm is like 4 main pieces. We got the upper bicep. That's one big weldment of steel. We got the kind of forearm section, another one piece. We have this front piece, another one, and the hand. The hand started off as not with a gripper or anything, just started like that. And sure, there's bushings and other things in there, but at the end of the day, it's 4 main pieces. That we had an arm that moved, and then we put grippers on it, and those move. Yeah, it gets more complicated over time, but you're just breaking it down to a series of smaller problems.
We just look at the overall picture, but you've obviously spent a lot of time with it, so you know every little intricacy. What's your favorite project that you've worked with at Hacksmith?
I'd probably have to say Mega Hex. We did a 6-legged hydraulic big spider. I think it was big and scary. And I did, same with this thing, did all the electronic software controls.
It's way over my head. I just 3D print shit.
I love stuff like this. I love mechatronics. I love engineering. I love heavy engineering. So this is great for me.
You're going to build one in your workshop.
I might need a bigger workshop first and some bit more beefy equipment.
We built the first arm in a 1,200 square foot garage. You can start anywhere.
Yeah, that's what we're all about as well, isn't it? We're empowering people, saying, look, you don't need the best stuff. You just need a space and get going. And like you say, small problems.
We built this entire thing without using our CNC mill. We did a couple parts on a CNC lathe, but that's because that's what we had at the time. Yeah. They could 100%, and on rebuilds, have been done on a manual lathe. This was done with a CNC plasma table, and that's it for CNC equipment.
So you just plasmid all the profiles and then weld them up, yeah?
Yeah. If you take a look at the CAD model over, you can see all the tabs and everything. It's just right in the CAD model.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that's really interesting about you guys coming to this event and being a part of this, is that now and then you show the CAD model on the videos and that, but we're able to come here and actually get a look at it and really look at the details and study it. And the tree is probably nice and clean. And
you learn a lot standing in front of something. It's just cleaner than Kirby's trees.
So I didn't do the CAD on this one, so if it's not clean, that'd be a Bogdan thing. But if it's great, it's because I taught him good modeling practice.
So you're on the fence. It's either good and it's your doing, or it's bad and it's not your doing.
That's how it always is.
That's
right?
great.
Johnny hates the way that I design.
No, Kirby, everyone hates the way you design. He doesn't use assemblies. He just chops everything in one thing, blasts it out, the tree's huge, and then hacks chunks off it. Which is fine until you work in like an engineering thing and think, right, now I need that profile.
I'll just chop it away.
Yeah.
Extract it.
I've done bigger multi-body parts than I have any right to have done.
It's not wrong.
Alluring.
Well, you must be excited for the new feature they announced that you can now fillet multi-bodies.
Yes, I'm so excited for that.
Honestly, that got the biggest round of applause all week.
Because you have like 3 fillets in a row. And they just all do the same thing. They're all the same radius.
Yeah, I'll have hundreds of fillets.
Yeah.
On top of fillets.
But like they're all right together. And you're like, there's 3 fillet features back to back to back. Why?
A lot of people are excited for that. A lot of makers especially.
But what I find interesting, you don't really like build big, or it doesn't always have to be from a video game. You built a hidden loft in your guys' warehouse. One thing I want to know, how did you hide that from people?
You just, I don't know, you put ceiling tiles back up below it. You put the entrance behind a fridge.
In the video, you had staff come in and they had no clue what was going on.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. No, that might have been...
Was that a bit of movie magic?
That might have been a bit of movie magic. Everybody knew what was happening.
Yeah, okay,
Everybody had seen it, but there were definitely people who hadn't truly seen all the lengths they went through on the interior.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like we just moved into a second facility, and I barely go in there to see where everything's moved or anything like that. So I wouldn't know if something goes. I know things are going on, but I don't see it for a couple of weeks.
The first time I went in there was the first time I saw all the fancy sound panels and the fancy foam in the roof, the clouds, and all the lights.
You ever stayed in there?
I have not. Matt Clegg did.
I heard he was the first person to stay there.
Matt was the first guest to stay there.
He's got some connections, that Clegg.
He can pull off some pretty magic things.
I mean, bringing this thing out is just awesome, which is good. You know, being able to see it, and it's similar to the little droids that are on that end. Like if you take this to a bigger convention like a Comic-Con or something like that, it's more fans, and where here you got engineers who want to know more about the inside. They want to know how you got there.
I was looking at all the hydraulics and stuff on the back.
Like if I saw this as a Comic-Con, I would think the same thing. How does that be made? But I wouldn't be able to have that conversation. So for you guys, do you find that quite useful coming to conventions like this?
It's a lot of fun. It's fun talking to a technical audience that can look at it and understand the magnitude of a problem like this and can kind of share in that experience. A lot of people have been asking if we're selling them and if it's a thing. And the answer for that is no.
Not even little ones.
Not even little ones. We can't. They're owned by the intellectual property holder of Alien.
Yeah, you would get some cease and desist pretty quick.
I don't know, but I suspect we would.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying that you had a lot of hoops to jump for the bulletproof suit that you built.
There was a process for that, but we got it done.
If you didn't get the permissions that you needed, would you have just done it anyway?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. They can't,
I like that.
As long as we're not selling products, we can do whatever we want. Sorry, I should clarify. We can't do whatever we want. We can make things that are inspired and are replicas of movie props and video game props and all that. If we start selling them, then that's where it gets a little dicey.
You're selling the lightsabers now. That's your own design,
We're selling the mini sabers. They're not lightsabers, they're mini sabers.
Mini sabers. There's the fine line. 3D experience, SolidWorks for
mini light sword.
No, mini sabers fine.
Is Disney showing any interest of actually wanting to get involved?
It's hard to find the right people at big companies to work with. There was a Star Wars game that sponsored one of the lightsaber videos. So Disney is aware. I don't know if we've talked to the right people at Disney to license it or do whatever, but Disney is most definitely aware of what we do, and we have not gotten any cease and desist letters, so...
The interesting thing that came from that is that most of your videos about building these kind of things, these one-offs, you got to show the process of taking a product to market as well.
We got a high-level overview on it, for sure. Such a process, though. It was years and many tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What's next for Hacksmith? What do you got in the pipeline?
So Bogdan is working on the next lightsaber, which is going to be fully self-contained. It's going to be 12, 14 inches long, if I had to guess. So just over 30 centimeters. It's going to have 1.5 minutes of runtime running on liquid oxygen and compressed butane.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
It's scary. We built a ISO grade 5 clean room to be able to assemble the liquid oxygen components.
I saw that. Like we just dealt with ISO 9001, and that was a ball ache.
So we didn't
That's
even
the
get
easy
certified for it.
Yeah.
We just made it to ISO grade 5 standard. Especially because we're not selling the items out of it. We're making them for ourselves. If they blow up, only we get hurt. So nobody really
That's
cares.
the good thing. Johnny, I don't know if you have anything else you want to...
You got some red interlock pins on the back hydraulics.
We do.
You tested them?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You want to see?
No, I'm just like,
Let's go around the back.
Yeah, show the back. Oh, yeah, you tested that one.
We tested that one.
Yeah.
It did not hold.
No.
Look how bent it is.
Oh, it's still there.
It is still there. Yeah. Turns out adding mechanical lockouts without adding suitable electronic lockouts.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. You need
then you gotta move it and forget it's there.
Yeah, and then it goes dunk.
Yeah. This is just to prevent the arms from drooping down.
So you modified a Caterpillar.
Cat, 239D3.
Oh.
They sent it to us. So.
It's nice when they kind of
on board.
Because in the movie Aliens, the power loader P5000 was made by Caterpillar. It's the Caterpillar P5000 power loader. So it's really cool to get them involved with the leading replica, I guess you would call it.
You're not going to get Sigourney Weaver in there?
We would love to. It is so hard to get in contact.
Get your mic on them. Yeah.
If we find a way, we will.
I wouldn't be surprised if you've attempted a few times, but
I'm sure it'll happen one day.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for chatting with us, Ben. It's awesome seeing the stuff that you guys do, the stuff that you build. It's awesome that Hacksmith, really highlights the work that you guys do as well, and you guys get the freedom to build awesome stuff.
Yes. It's a great place to work. I love it.
Thank you very much for chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
It's awesome hanging out and seeing this awesome kind of crazy stuff.
Absolutely.